short video clip this evening to provide some clarity to you guys out there. How many of you truly know how many branches of the government exist? How many branches of the government actually exist? And what the supreme branch of the government actually is? How many of you? Just food for thought here. The question is, how many branches of the government are there, and what is the superior power? What is the highest branch of government? How many of you guys know the answer to that? Throw it in the comments. You got the judiciary, the executive branch, the legislative branch, right? How many people know that there are actually four branches of the government? Which one has the highest authority? There are 4 branches to the government. Which one has the highest authority? I'm waiting to see your answers in this. The question is, how many branches of the government are there? How many of you know the answer to this question? Throw it in the comments. Let's see some of your answers. Maybe list them off. Because this is so important, fundamentally and mentally, for you to traverse this slave mind ship that you have going on. You got to get over this slavery thing. Yes, there you go, Matthew. There are 4 branches to the government. There's the legislative branch, the executive branch, the judicial branch, and then we the people. That's another branch of government, period. And we are the authority. David Russell thinks there's only 3 branches of government. David Russell, I want to help you out, buddy. There are 4. And of the 4 branches of government, who is the most powerful branch of the government? We the people. That's right. 4 branches of government. But you know, in your domestic school system, all you ever hear about is the 3 branches of government. But there's 4. That's you and I. What's the highest court in the land? Let me ask you guys that. Who knows the answer to what is the highest court in the land? Dean Phillips says judicial, legislative, and executive. You're close, buddy. There's still a 4th one there. We are. That's right. The highest court in the land is we the people. How do we hold our own court, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody taught you this in public school. Let me ask you this. If law is in every facet of every man and woman, every child's life, why is it not taught in a common setting, such as high school, grade school? Why do you have to go to a specific school to learn about the alleged law? Supposedly we the people. I'm telling you right now, you got to get out of that mindset of supposedly we the people. The truth is, you, self-governing, are the highest authority. You and your court are the highest authority, because only a man can bring a claim. Only a man can testify with first-hand knowledge under the pains and penalties of perjury, the truth, the facts, right? An agent and agency can't testify with first-hand knowledge. They're automatically disqualified. Instantaneously. The second they say, I believe, we think, we suspect, bye Felicia, see ya, you gone, good day, beans and disease to you too, adios, sayonara, right? So again, there are 4 branches to the government, but in the public school setting, you never learned how much power you have, because the public school setting is a public slavery setting, setting you up to be a voluntary button pusher engineered from the get-go to fleece you of your labor, because you know not who you are. We are giving dominion, and we are given dominion in the first instance. Absolutely. Your unalienable, God-given rights supersede all man's placated bullshit of alleged legal authority. So on the side of the road, I like to ask some questions when accosted by an officer against my will with no imminent danger, threat, harm, injury, or any of that. No probable cause, no reasonable articulable suspicion at all. I like to ask this one. Where's your delegation of authority? Who colored you with authority? Are you operating under the color of law this evening? Do you have 3 forms of identification? They like to tell me, well, it's W. Greg. Well, W. Greg, is Greg your last name? Yeah, Greg's my last name. Okay, what's your name? Because right now, you're operating under a fictitious name on the side of the road, trespass by way of extortion, threat, coercion, and you're causing me harm. My loss of time is a harm. It's a damage that I'm sustaining, and I'm not doing it voluntarily. I'm under threat and duress and coercion. Because if I move forward, you're either going to shoot me like a gun-toting moron if I proceed about my day, or you're going to follow me, run me into the ditch, do what you guys are trained to do, which is absolute preposterous horse shit, and violate my rights, right? Duh, keeping the people down keeps them in control. No, keeping the people ignorant keeps them in control. And then having ignorant gun-toting morons enforce legislation. Let me tell you a little bit about legislators. There's a cop one day that asked a legislator, hey, if I see a guy and it appears that he's breaking the law, do I have a right to accost him? You want to know what the legislator says? Because he's a brilliant lawyer. He says, well, you can. Now, did that grant him authority? Did that legislator grant him authority to do a thing? No. All he said was, you can. He didn't talk about personal liability, general liability, of violating a man's rights. He just said you can. Well, a dog can lick his nuts, too. Does it mean he should? No, but he can, right? I mean, these are just things that we think of when we start to really evaluate and assess the situation at hand. I mean, you can slap your mama. Is it advised? Probably not. You know, your old man might send you through the closet. There's a lot of things you can do. Should you do them? Probably not. So you just got to think about these things logically, rationally, with good faith, good conscience, good reason. Remember, everything we do is to be harmoniously with peace, with God, in God's name. We work diligently to better our surroundings. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. So trespass by way of extortion, trespass by way of debt, trespass. And what did that trespass cause? That trespass caused harm. I didn't suffer. I was caused harm. All right? And there's your claim. It's so simple. I am now seeing exactly why the cases are being dismissed for frivolous action being brought forward for which relief cannot be granted. People are making it too complicated. First of all, you're using statutes, codes, city ordinances, and provisions that you're not licensed by the licensor as a licensee to use. That's how simple this is, ladies and gentlemen. A man is the highest authority, period. A man is the highest authority. Self-governance. Government is control of the mind. That's what government means. Control of the mind, and or mind control. So why would you allow somebody else to control your mind? Why would you vote? Only an incompetent imbecile would vote to have somebody else control their mind, right? So if they ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? You go, yep. Oh, yeah, here's another incompetent, ignorant fool. Bring him in. We'll fleece him. We'll take his labor since we got to babysit him all day, manage his accounts, handle all his affairs because he's incompetent. Yep. Bring him on in. Sit him down. Yep. How do you plead, sucker? We've got you. You know, things like that. So just trying to help you out. Again, we got a land patent class coming up July 18th, 11 a.m. Central Time. It's going to be a blast. The research that has gone on into this land patent is phenomenal. The pros, the cons, the benefits. Most importantly, without land, without soil, there are no rights. If you're just a tenant, then you can be removed at any time because you only have permission to occupy said property and real estate. You don't own it, because if you owned it, like the toothbrush in your bathroom, you would pay for it one time and you'd never pay another tax on it. You don't own it. you don't own it. It may be simple, but that simplicity is not taught. It's like asking why get a lawyer. Most will answer, why not? Well, there's an old Roman maxim of law. It says, let he who wishes to be ignorant remain ignorant. I can take you to the river where you can get fresh drink, but I can't make you suck up the water. That's on your own. All I can do is plant the seeds, and much like this garden that we're over here watching right now, is plant the seeds and see which ones come up. The ones that don't come up, do you think I'd dig up the seeds again and replant them? No, they didn't come up. I'm not going to expend any more energy on those seeds that didn't come up. But I'll plant the seeds, and the ones that I see blossoming, I'll reach out and help. I'll reach out and nurture. I'll reach out and care for. Because that's what it's going to take to make this country great again. It's not about voting for a politician who's out there to fleece you and line his own pockets and hang out on a yacht, work maybe 135 days out of the year, increase their income and their wages and their salaries by 50% without any consideration of you guys, not allowing you to vote on the subject matter. Wouldn't it be nice if you could give yourself your own raise? Wouldn't that be something? What a cherry, huh? What a peach. What a good job, son of a bitch. If I didn't have a soul, I'd be a politician. I promise you that, because I'd be damn good at it. I could be a damn good career criminal. I really could. But thankfully, my mother instilled great qualities and traits in me. A whole village did, about honor, integrity, being a man of your word, bond, so on and so forth. So, equity. I was raised on equity and never even knew it. My mother always said, I'll stand behind you when you're wrong. And I thought to myself, why would you stand behind me even when I was wrong? So I would do the right thing. She would push me from behind to do the right thing, to own my mistake so I could admit it, accept it, and change my behavior and my actions so I could excel. Politicians aren't like that. They make a mistake and they go, that was Bob's fault. Plausible deniability. Bob, you son of a bitch. I don't know how you got that on my desk, but it got rubber stamped. That's definitely Bob's fault. No accountability on this end. No. I shake babies and kiss wives, and if you're Joe Biden, you touchy-feely little bastard, get away with pedophilia right on national television. Nobody's screaming about it. Ain't that amazing? Whew. The amount of little girls that have been fondled by Joe Biden on national television is absolutely fucking disgusting. So, anyway, just ranting and raving here, but again, how many branches of government are there? There are 4, ladies and gentlemen, and you've never been told about your power. Never been told about it. So, thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys in class July 18th, 2020 at 11 a.m. It's going to be a great class on land patent. We're going to dabble in name decree and a couple other issues that arise that deal with a good name and calling forth a land patent in your good name. So definitely one for the books, one you won't want to miss. Thanks again for joining me. Keep your head on a swivel and your shit wired tight, because we live in some interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. Some very interesting times. Thanks again.